Alright guys, so 10 pros and cons of living in Nairobi, Kenya as a Black American. Let's move on to the reason why you should come, you should visit, you should stay, you should live in beautiful Kenya. Pro number one is the cost of living. Now the cost of living comparative to, Western societies, America, Europe, whatever, is literally like 4 to 5 times cheaper. So as you guys seen in my Airbnb apartment tour, I don't think I ever gave you guys the official price, but no, I did. I actually did. I did give you guys the official price on the first video. On the first video, I told you it was like 550 something a month, and that's exactly how much I paid. Now for this exact type of apartment that I have in America, it'll literally be anywhere from 2,000 USD to like 2,500, 3,000 USD for a 1-bedroom, especially in places like LA. You're not gonna find anything like this for under $2,000. I promise you. And trust me, because I know. Now, like I said, the cost of living, and that goes for basically everything. That goes from food, that goes from like transportation, that goes from basically everything. Cost of living here is just simply amazing, especially if you're making your money out west and you're bringing it and spending it here. Coming in at number 2 when it comes to the pros, we have the culture. Now, the culture here is very vibrant, it's very active, it's very alive. They still hold true to their customs, their traditions, and basically things since like back in the day. Now, of course, some things have become, more modernized, right? And it's not as traditional as it was at one point, but they still hold on to certain customs, certain things, especially if you're getting like married, they still do like bride prices, and they still do, traditional weddings, stuff like that, So they definitely have culture, and culture out here is very much active. So if you're coming out for the culture and trying to, just get a different outlook on life, a different outlook on how people live, then Kenya is definitely a place for you to come and visit. All right, so coming in at number 3, we have it's a modern society. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Being here, it honestly feels like I'm not too far removed from being in America. And what I mean by that is they have up-to-date basically everything. People are wearing what we're wearing in America. People are kind of talking how we're talking in America. The electronics, like I could watch YouTube TV. They have smart TVs. They have all these things. They have the same food places, Domino's, Papa John's, KFC, Burger King, like all of these things from the West they have here. They have Uber, they have Uber Eats, they have all of it, right? It's not as much as a shock as saying like I was going to a country that isn't fully developed or anything like that. I feel like Kenya, especially Nairobi, is literally years in advance of some other places, even in America. Like some cities in America literally are behind when it comes to Nairobi, right? So that's it for number 3. So coming in at number 4, we have the transportation. Now transportation, you can get around Nairobi basically like you can get around LA. They got Uber, they got Bolt, they got the matatus, they got buses, they got all of these things for you guys when you come if you need to get around from place A to B, and really without any hassle. Uber works fine, Bolt works fine, all of these things work fine, and I'm telling you, they basically have the game down on lock. Like, and I bullshit you not, bro. It's like, they are on point. I can just put it like that. They're on point when it comes to the transportation. Now, coming in at number 5, we have the nightlife. This nightlife in Kenya is literally unmatched. They are very lit. They love to drink. They love to party. There's so many clubs to go to. There's so many bars to go to. There's rooftop bars, there's lounges, there's hookah lounges. There's every single thing that you could think of, and it's in abundance here in Kenya. I'm telling you, the nightlife out here is literally, I wasn't even able to party in the nightlife like in the early 2000s, but people always hype up the early 2000s nightlife. So I would say 2025 Kenya's nightlife is like the US's 2000s nightlife. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely lit out here, and if you're coming out here to party, have fun, you definitely can do that. There's so many options for you to choose from, and I'm telling you, you'll have an amazing time no matter where you go. All right, so coming in at number 6, we have the climate. Like I was saying on the cons when it came to Mombasa being so hot, Nairobi has an amazing climate. Now, Nairobi doesn't get too hot, and it also doesn't get too cold, and it also depends on the time of year that you're coming. In some months, it's the rainy season, and some months it's hotter than other months, But, you know, I would say just do, you know, a few Google searches or something and just see, you know, when's the best time to travel to Kenya or travel to Nairobi specifically, and then you should be fine. All right, so that's it on the climate. I really don't have to talk too much about the climate part because, you know, in America, there's literally what, 4? No, I wouldn't even say 4. You really only have 3 types of climates. You have hot as hell, you have cold as hell, and you have just like chilly. That's it. That's literally it. Only 3. But here it's literally either just hot or it's cold. There really isn't any, you know, in between. It's like it's gonna be hot during the day and it's gonna be cold at night. It's not gonna be like, oh, it's kind of hot, kind of cold. It's like, nah, it's gonna be hot as hell or it's gonna be cold as hell. All right, so that's it on the climate. So coming in at number 7, we have activities. So the same when it comes to the nightlife. There are so many activities to do. There's so many restaurants to check out. There's so many, you know, hotspots, museums, just anything that you want. They have a lot of shopping malls. They have everything that you need. I'm telling you, and it's always in abundance. And that's the thing that I love so much about Nairobi. There is always something to do out here. I'm telling you, this is my 3rd time visiting, and I visit for months on end. And I'm telling you, I have not exhausted the amount of things to do because every time I come back, there's always some new stuff that they just made. So, you know, it's always an amazing time, man. They have so many activities. They have so many fun stuff to do. They have things for kids. They have things for, you know, teenage people. They have things for grown-ups. They have things for every section of people. So, yeah, definitely come out, man. I'm definitely an advocate for coming out to Nairobi, especially if you're a Black American. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. All right, so moving on to number 8, we have shopping. So shopping, it doesn't matter if it's for clothing, shoes, food, interior design stuff, you know, if you're trying to furnish an apartment, like TVs, electronics, cameras, laptops, all this stuff is definitely available here in Nairobi. Now, some stuff may actually be a little bit more expensive because they have to import it, but you still have the access to it. It's not like it's not available here or they don't have it if you're looking for, you know, a certain type of charging cord or a certain type of laptop with a certain type of gigabyte that they won't have it. They'll definitely have it here somewhere in Nairobi. Now, when it comes to Mombasa, on the other hand, some of that stuff might not be as accessible, but I know for the major city in Kenya, which is Nairobi, you'll definitely be able to find what you're looking for. All right, so moving on to number 9, we have networking. Yo, networking out here, especially if you're a young professional, it is honestly the best in the world, in my opinion, simply because networking is very seamless, it's very easy. At least for me, it's very seamless and easy. In America, it could be a thing where it's like people don't want to see you do better than them. So they might keep you at a distance or try to keep you, you know what I'm saying, to the side simply because they see you in either the same avenue or market that they're potentially in or trying to get into. And they don't usually like to lend out handouts or they don't want to, you know what I'm saying, lift people up. And yeah, man, but here it's definitely different. I've connected with a lot of American brothers, and that's another thing. A lot of the American brothers that come out here, they are definitely down to network, definitely down to work, definitely down to, you know what I'm saying, collaborate and all that stuff. So, you know, that's amazing. But when it comes to, like I said before, people that's actually in America trying to network with them, it's always either transactional or somebody's trying to one-up the other person or trying to put the other person down or not trying to work with somebody because they feel like they might surpass them. And it's, you know, a crab in a bucket mentality, and, you know, it's very sad to see. But here, like I said before, it's kind of different, and we all kind of come together, collaborate, and we, you know, make the videos that we make, the content that we make, and we give each other networks, and we give each other, you know what I'm saying, connections, and, you know, it's definitely a amazing place to come and network if you're either in the YouTube space or you're in the financial space or you're, you know what I'm saying, trying to market like a business or a restaurant or a club or something like that, and you trying to, you know, just get based here. It's definitely an amazing place to network and get your feet in the door. In this 10th and final pro, this one right here is for all my foodies out there. There is a large food variety here in Kenya. And I'm talking about from the street foods, from the local spots, from the high-end restaurants, from the fast food places, just basically anything you want. They got Chinese food, they got Indian food, they have Korean food, they have seafood, they got literally anything that you can name. Any type of food, they have it out here. They have it in abundance, and you can get it. Like I was telling you guys earlier, they got modern food places, Cold Stone, Papa John's, Domino's, Pizza Hut. What else do they got? They got Burger King, KFC. They got what else do they got that's American? But yeah, don't give me the name and everything off. Don't give me the name and everything off, y'all. All right, so with that being said, I think we done ran this video, you know, to the point where hopefully I'm getting some of you guys actually interested in, you know, visiting Nairobi, Kenya, visiting Mombasa, Kenya for the first time. And yeah, man, hopefully, you know, I'll see you while you come out here. Maybe we can hang out, you know what I'm saying? I'm always down to network, like I said before, if you're coming out here and you're a man of purpose, though. You gotta be a man of purpose. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying, on something, because, you know, we chilling out here, man. We vibing out here. All right, y'all. So I appreciate you guys for watching all the way to the end. It's your man Sham. Thank you guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And also follow me on Instagram at shamgoesglobal_. Got a lot of dope stuff over there, so make sure y'all check that out as well. Discord and Patreon will be linked below. I almost forgot. I'm gonna see y'all on one of these.